Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is counseling section with Anita Omeke. Today I want to quickly talk about healthy alternatives for some common foods that have been recently exposed to be unhealthy. Some of these foods include tin tomatoes, ice fish, indomie, biscuits and sweets that children take to school every day, and seasoning cubes. So, quickly, I want to give us healthy alternatives. For me, I've been using these alternatives and it's been working for me. So, I've gotten used to it and it's working. If you agree with me, this is not something that just went viral recently. From time to time, we get information like this. It's been out there that noodles is not so healthy. It's been out there that seasoning cubes are not so healthy. So if you can, why not? I mean, with the rising incidence of kidney diseases, liver diseases, um, cancer of the blood, and all manner of diseases that used to be, you know, far-fetched. Nowadays, it's more rampant, so we have to be more careful with the food we eat. Okay, so first, I'm going to be starting with Indomie noodles. For me, I think life is about discipline. When you train yourself, you're good to go. I can stay a whole year, 2 years, 3 years without. In fact, I don't buy Indomie for the last how many years I can think of it. Apart from my student days, I can't remember the last time I went to market or went for grocery shopping and bought Indomie. The Indomie that I've eaten in the recent past are gifts from people. And because my children will always say, Mommy, Indomie, Indomie, Indomie. So when those gifts come, I'll just, okay, let's make it. But I parboil it and throw it away. I use very minimal, like if I'm making 5 sachets of Indomie, I could use just one or two, or at most three for 5 sachets. Okay, then I supplement with natural foods, onions, veggies like carrots, cabbages, depending on the one that is available per time. I'll put my crayfish and other fish seasonings in it, and we are good to go. So instead of making Indomie, why not make spaghetti instead? I mean, they are almost the same, all right? So an alternative for noodles should be spaghetti. So why not? If you know any other alternative, please drop it in the comment section so that others can also learn. I too can learn from you. So that is one alternative. Instead of Indomie noodles, not Indomie. Indomie is a brand, all right? Instead of noodles, go for spaghetti. Then number two, instead of biscuits, sweets, you know cheese balls, all these packaged snacks that sometimes you don't even know what it is tasting like, honestly. Like sometimes my kids will say, Mommy, buy this, buy this, buy this, and I'm like, okay, let's buy. And then when I open, let me just taste from it, the taste is repulsive. Like, what are you eating? What the heck are you eating? So instead of all that, why not go for homemade snacks? Buy flour, add your sugar, your butter, your what's it called, eggs, and fry chin chin. I mean, it's very simple. Do your homemade chin chin. At least at the basic, make chin chin. Chin chin can last for you even a month in the house if you fry it well and dry. Okay, you can make chin chin, you can make cakes, you can make peanuts, you can even roast groundnut and keep. If you don't want to buy, yes, you can roast your groundnut, because nowadays we learn that people use acid to fry groundnut. There is nothing we've not heard in this part of the world. So it's almost like do everything by yourself, because even the common groundnut we buy from the roadside, we've heard people say that there are people who use acid to fry groundnut. Imagine acid. So you're eating and then you're eating acid. People will no longer fry groundnut the normal way with fire and roast it. They will use acid. Please, let's be careful with our health. Buy groundnut and roast by yourself, or if you're buying, be sure that the person you're buying from got it from a source that fried it or at least roasted it in an oven. All right, so That is another option. Okay, so that's for homemade snacks. When you make it and keep at home, your children are going to school, you package for them, they go to school with it. That's what I do. All right, I'm not saying we should totally eradicate. Me, if I have my way, I will eradicate it, or it's still a journey for me. I'm still there. I'm still, a step at a time. But honestly, it will help. Number one, it will save you too much cost. Number two, it will help you to monitor the health of your child. So if that child is reacting to something, you can be able to say, oh, this is what he or she is reacting to. But with the buy here and there, you don't even know what is in the food, what is in the snacks, and what is not there. You can't even tell what's happening or what exactly went wrong when there is a situation. So that is number two. Number three, instead of buying tin tomatoes, rumor has it that, not rumor, this NAFDAC telling us the reality, because they go to these companies and they see tin tomato is not tin tomato, is not tomato paste. These are fruits that are blended together, starch is added to it, color is added to it, and then preservative that is harmful to the body is used to preserve it. So the tin tomato you say you are buying is not tin tomato. So why not? For me, for years I've not eaten tomato. Except someone buy and bring for me. But me to go and buy tin tomato with my money, rarely, very rarely. Except maybe I ran out of stock for dried tomatoes. What I do is the tomato season, that's January time, February time, where tomato is very cheap. You can get a basket of tomato for 15,000, 10,000. I mean, I'm talking about the south. So I know for those in the north it's quite cheaper. So for us in the south, we have to pay for the transport, and we all know that transport it's a very serious thing in Nigeria right now. So like right now, this is July. Tomato is around 7,000 naira, 6,000 naira in this part of the country per custard peel. But earlier in the year, January, February, up until March, you could get a custard of tomato fresh, nice, 3,000 naira. Okay, so that time, what we do is we dehydrate as many as we can and keep sandless, not soured, fresh, and sweet. Okay, is a little bit more expensive than the one that you buy in the market, or that's the dry tomato you buy from their bookie men. Those ones, they have a lot of sand. Some of them are sour because they sun dry. All right, so when you're sun drying, it can dry halfway, then the next day there is no much sun, it will start decaying on fermenting. Okay, so the taste, by the time it's fully dried, the taste is already tampered with. But when you use a dehydrator to dehydrate it consistently to dry until, I mean, completely dry, no interruption, okay, without fermentation, you find out that that sweet taste is retained. So if you can dehydrate your tomatoes when there are still in plenty of tomatoes in the market, that's for those who don't have access to consistent light. If you have consistent light, why not? That's electricity. You can store in your freezer. Okay, but I'm talking about dry tomatoes because for some of us who do not have consistent electricity, or sometimes the electricity may be consistent but the transformer may go off, and then everything you have in the freezer goes bad. With the fuel price in the country, my sister is not smiling. So we have to dry. It's safer to dry. When you dry it, it can stay there for months, years, no issues. Okay, no issues. So that is an alternative for tin tomatoes. All right, dehydrated, freshly dehydrated fresh tomatoes. And then another alternative for tin tomatoes is carrots. Yes, you heard me right. Although a lot of people have different things that they use, some use carrots, some said cucumber, okay, some said even cabbage, that they blend cabbage and use. Me, the one I use carrots, and I loved it because carrot has a sweet taste, so it usually gave my stew very sweet taste. So I could buy a little of fresh tomato, then blend carrot and put that. When you put carrots, you don't need tin tomato again because carrot itself has a lot of fiber. Okay, so these are two alternatives for tin tomato. So please, why are you still buying tin tomato? Try out other alternatives. Use other healthier options. Use carrots if it's the season for carrots. Buy dehydrated tomatoes. There are various vendors. Just go online, you see vendors who sell dehydrated tomatoes for good prices. And I bet you it's cheaper than buying fresh tomato and dehydrating yourself, because those who dehydrate, they dehydrate when the tomato is still cheap. But if you wait till tomato is already scarce in the market, it will be very expensive. Okay, so that is for tin tomato. Now, number four healthy alternative is dried fish versus ice fish. Since we are not sure of how healthy the ice fish we buy from the market is, why not use dried fish instead? Okay, train yourself to like dried fish. I know the taste is different, but please, we cannot keep endangering our health. I know of someone who has gone to the market and bought fish and cooked, and it was actually rubber. This one is verbatim. I've been hearing people say it, but this time I had someone who experienced it, my sister who experienced it. So these things we are hearing is not far-fetched. In my place they say if something does not happen to your own body, you will not know that it is real. So please don't allow yourself to be a victim before you take precaution. Okay, don't allow yourself to be a victim before taking precaution. Do dry fish, because at least the dry fishes are coming directly from the river and then being dried with fire. Okay, so please do dry fish instead of ice fish. Or if you want to do fish, buy the river fish and cook fresh by yourself. At least you are sure you are there, it was clean. The thing that is wrong with ice fish is the preservative. They preserve it. They want to keep it like that until it gets to the consumer. Now that is where the problem is. But when you go and buy fresh fish by yourself, fresh fish is different. There is no preservative. It's point and kill, so that is okay. But ice fish is the problem. So please, either you do fresh fish or you do dried fresh fish. Thank you. Then the fifth one, which is going to be the last for today, is seasoning cubes. What do we use as an alternative for seasoning cubes? Well, for me, I use blended crayfish, blended bonga, and other natural spices. Like I'm from the Igbo tribe of Nigeria, we use uziza, we use orima, we use a lot of them, uda. Okay, depending on what you're cooking, they're always natural spices. Even if you want to go the English way, use ginger, garlic. All right, use cinnamon depending on what you are cooking. Use plenty of onions, it gives flavor to your food. Use pepper moderately. Okay, too much of pepper is not too good for the health too. So these you can use them lavishly. I know they're expensive, but the truth is either you spend the money to buy healthy food and stay healthy, or you say healthy food is expensive and then you get sick and spend the money treating your body in pain. So please, let's be wise. Use fishes lavishly. So if you used to use maybe a cup of crayfish to cook maybe 5 cups of rice, you may need to increase it to 2 cups of crayfish, 3 cups of crayfish, because that is the ingredient. There is no other boost like the seasoning cube. Okay, so I don't know about you. I would love to hear from you. What are your healthy alternatives to this food that has been highlighted as unhealthy? These foods are common, they are there. It takes your discipline to do the right thing. So come on, let's take up that challenge today and go for healthy alternatives. See you in your healthy state. We will live long and healthy in Jesus' name. So that brings us to the end of today's video. If you've watched up till this moment, thank you so much. I appreciate you for staying true. If you are yet to subscribe and like this video, please, what are you waiting for? Hit the like button, subscribe for more updates, turn on the notification button so that you are aware once we drop a video. Till we meet again, bye for now.